Greetings, folks, and welcome to Skyrim Roleplay builds, the Blood Mage. Now I think we're all familiar with the concept of the Blood Mage. He's basically this badass mother who uses his own life force to power his spells. It's reckless and it's evil and it's glorious and delicious, and I want to do it. So I've been thinking about how to do a Blood Mage, how to build a Blood Mage in Skyrim for a while. And it's sort of difficult to do in a direct fashion because there's no way of using health to power spells. The only way around it is to use the spell. Now this is the key, so, all ears people. The spell Equilibrium. Now, you will have to do the Mages Guild quest line, the College of Winter Hold. That's right. I get that confused with Winterfell from Game of Thrones. Anywho, you'll have to do that quest line, and I believe it's like the very last quest or mission, whatever you want to call it, in that line. You go into this, I'll try not to spoil anything, but you go into this big old tomb and you find this spell book. It's the only way to get it, as far as I know. And what Equilibrium does, it allows you to sap your health and convert that into magicka. Right? And thus, the Blood Mage is born. Now you might be thinking, Ricky, you old Dickens, what are you going to do with that? If you pump all your points into health so that you can convert that into magicka, you won't have enough magicka left to cast, the big old spells towards the end of the skill trees. And you are right, and that is one of the biggest conundrums with this build. So that's why, I don't usually worry about which race to pick, but in this case I went with the high elf because they've got that initial plus 50 to magicka. So with this build you have to try and get as much what I refer to as free magicka as you can. Alright? So you really need enchantment for this because you need at least 250 to 300 points of magicka to cast the top tier spells, but which is fine. So you have the big old ass spells and that deplete your entire magicka bar, and that's fine because then you'll just use Equilibrium and you'll get your magicka back by sapping your health. And because you've got such a high health, it barely affects you at all, really. It's quite spectacular. But I do have restoration in there because, just to be safe. I don't want to be running around with below 50% health all the time. It makes me nervous. So with restoration, I went up to close wounds. That is perfect. That is a perfect balance between gaining health and losing it with Equilibrium. It balances out real nice, and using that you can actually fill up both your magicka and health bars to the top 100%, just alternating between the two. It's glorious. It makes you pretty much invincible. So far from what I've been testing and whatnot, I'm basically invincible unless you do something stupid. And I'm sure you guys wouldn't do that. You're a smart bunch, aren't you? Now that I think of it, with this build you could really, it's a rule, it's a game mechanic, it's a play style, if you will, that will fit into any build, I think. Any build that uses magic, that is. But, the one that you're seeing here, this is a pure mage. And I've never done a pure mage before because I've just felt so squishy and I get one-shotted by arrows to the face as opposed to the knee. Yes. Anywho, this could easily work with any magic build. Your spell swords or your battle mages or what have you, whatever the kids are doing these days. Just go nuts. Experiment. Alright, now let's have a look at apparel. Oh yes. Here we go. No. That one there. That's right. There it is. Amulet of the Blood Mage. Made it myself. Increases health and health regen. That one isn't so important. Increase magicka, of course, on the gloves needed. Also, again, magicka and reduce destruction, which is handy on the hood. More health and health regen. Once again, health regen really is kind of pointless. And more magicka, which is always tasty. Now let's move on to skills, shall we? There it is. Destruction. See, I didn't go crazy with destruction. Augmented flames, because I like flames. It's always nice. Notice I did not go dual wielding or impact, because I think it's pretty pointless. Moving on. Conjuration. Of course, up to Master Conjuration for the persistent summons. And this time I went with the Astronac side. But, you know, you can do whatever you want. Illusion. I haven't used illusion much or at all in this video. But, you know, just so if you feel like messing with people, I've basically done everything except quiet casting because I won't be sneaking. And I haven't chosen Master Illusion because that's pretty pointless. The expert illusion spells, dual wielded, are more potent than the Master Illusion spells anyway. Moving on again to Restoration. That extra healing that from regeneration is always delicious. See, and I just went up to Adept for close wounds. You don't need any more than that. Recovery, it probably wasn't necessary. And avoid death, also probably not necessary, but you know, it's sort of just a no shit skill. Now I didn't go nuts into alteration, just that magic resistance, because I'm not wearing any armor at all. And that Astronac there, also keep in mind, I went with the Astronac Stone. Alright, Master Alteration of course, for the Dragon Hide business, and Enchanting. Just up the middle line there. The rest is entirely pointless because you won't be using any weapons. At least not in this particular build. And that's the way it was. And thank you for watching The Blood Mage. So, like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Tell me what you thought. Give any suggestions if you like for future videos or builds. Thank you for watching again. Take it easy, and good night. Sorry guys, no music this time, because every time I put my own music on my own videos, YouTube likes to flag it as copyright. Go on, just click the link. You know you want to.